from your breaking news and weather authority. This is 13 WHAM News Midday.
New this midday, police are investigating a robbery at a Rochester photo supply store that was all caught on camera. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us. I'm Stephanie Joseph. The break-in happened at Scott's Rochester Photo Supply on East Avenue early this morning. Police say they were called to the store around 4 in the morning. The business posting this surveillance video online. You can see two people breaking a window to get in and moving fast. Scott says they were in the store for less than a minute and went straight for their cameras. Anyone with information is asked to call 911 or Crime Stoppers. That number is right there on the screen, 423-9300. Tips to Crime Stoppers can lead to a cash reward if there's an arrest, and you can remain anonymous. An update this midday, Rochester Emergency Veterinary Services says it's still unable to receive patients. It says it has a potential emergency situation, sharing on social media that current pet patients are safe, but no patients will be accepted at the East Rochester Clinic. No word on the issue or when patients will be accepted again. Well, we now know where some residents at Waterview Heights are headed amid its impending closure. According to the CEO of Lifespan, 11 people are set to move to other places. Anne Marie Cook estimates about 20 people will be relocating in total, some of which include Kirkhaven Nursing Home, Lilac Nursing Home, and St. John's. Waterview's closure comes after multiple failed inspections and alleged misconduct in care. The facility's license was also revoked by the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services. The Greecetown Board has voted unanimously to remove all health insurance benefits from its former deputy town supervisor. Michelle Marini resigned in 2024, one day before being indicted on felony charges. She later pleaded guilty to grand larceny, admitting to stealing from taxpayers. The town board says rescinding her health benefits will save the town $200,000. As the war in Iran approaches 6 months, President Trump is threatening to crush Tehran's economy. ABC's Karen Hua has details on what the president is calling a, quote, economic D-Day.
This morning, President Trump declaring a new kind of warfare against Iran, what he calls an economic D-Day. Vice President J.D. Vance saying extra sanctions will punish Iran for cutting off the Strait of Hormuz.
To ensure that the Iranians pay a price for trying to choke off international oil and gas trade.
On social media, the president also threatening Iran's allies, saying, quote, any country that allows its financial institutions, businesses, airports, or government entities to provide any type of lifeline to Iran will itself face tremendous economic consequences. It's unclear if Trump is ready to punish Iran's top trading partner, China.
Having secondary sanctions increase could have more of an effect and potentially push Iran back to the negotiation table.
Iran's foreign minister responded, saying Trump's threats are a distraction from America's record high national debt and other problems. As the war with Iran goes into month 7, we've learned the USS Abraham Lincoln is finally sailing home after a record 272-day deployment as part of operations against Iran. Many reported deplorable conditions and sailor suicide attempts on the warship. Democrats criticizing Trump for his lack of concern about troops on the ship.
I would have hoped that since he's never been forward deployed, since he's never put on the uniform and sacrifice for this country, that he would have more compassion for the people who are willing to.
Meanwhile, the United Arab Emirates is also putting economic pressure on Iran, announcing an indefinite trade embargo. Karen Hua, ABC News, Washington.
A charter aircraft carrying 8 people has crashed in a remote area of western Alaska, killing all on board. The crash happened Thursday, about 450 miles west of Anchorage. The Cessna 441 departed Anchorage for Cape Newenham, where only military and approved charter flights are allowed to land. The Air Force said the plane was a civilian contracted flight. The National Weather Service reports it was foggy at the landing strip around the time of the crash. The FAA and the National Transportation Safety Board will investigate. The U.S. Navy is considering renaming an aircraft carrier honoring a black sailor hailed as a hero during the attack on Pearl Harbor. According to CNN, two sources familiar with internal plans say the USS Doris Miller, which is under construction, could be named for President Donald Trump. Meantime, another source says the Navy is recommending Miller for the Medal of Honor and to name another warship after him. The designation of the aircraft carrier was announced during Trump's first term in 2020. Ohio Representative Joyce Beatty is asking a federal court to block President Trump's name from returning to the Kennedy Center. The board voted this month to restore Trump's name to the building, but Beatty's lawyers say that would violate an earlier court order. A judge ruled in May that adding Trump's name was illegal. The center says it will not engrave Trump's name before September 8th to allow for legal arguments to unfold. Turning now to the trial over the death of rapper Tupac Shakur. Jurors yesterday heard from the man accused of orchestrating the fatal shooting, and he blamed someone else. Dwayne Keefe Davis told detectives back in 2008 that his nephew fired the shots. In recorded statements, he also claimed he passed the gun to someone else, but that he would have fired the shots if the car Shakur was in had pulled alongside his vehicle. Prosecutors are using his recorded statements as key evidence. Davis has pleaded not guilty. Well, Sodas Point residents are facing a tough choice tomorrow, and they get to weigh in. The village is currently served by Silverwater's Community Ambulance Authority, but the village leaders say they can't afford to keep it going the way it is. Ambulance calls have been declining and money is tight, so they're looking at two options. Either residents accept a one-year tax increase, or the village discontinues the service altogether and lets Wayne County handle EMS. Tomorrow's meeting is at 10 a.m. at the Sodas Point Fire Hall on Bay Street. 13 Wham's Lowell Rose will have much more tonight at 5 and 6 in our Around Town series. Well, turning now to the Wham Cam, temperatures are warming up this midday after a cooler start to the morning, but some rain is on the way this weekend. Meteorologist Mark McLean tells us when. Hey, Mark.
Hey, Steph. Yeah, I'm not sure that we could have a much more pleasant end of the work week. I mean, look at this. The sunshine out there, just a few clouds. The dew points in a range that's still pretty comfortable in the low 50s, and the air temperature at 74 degrees. That is some real ideal conditions. And a few spots are still lagging behind a little bit. Warsaw is still in the upper 60s. Down towards Cohocton, we're getting about maybe a 5 to 8 degree spread in temps across the area. Had some valley fog early this morning. Was cool to see on the HD satellite. You see it to the south just fading away as that sunshine got higher in the sky. But our next weather system still a pretty good distance away, so it is going to take some time before that rolls in for this weekend. But upper 70s for today. We do have rain and thunder in the forecast for Saturday. We're going to have the timing on that specifically for you coming up in just a few minutes.
All right, Mark, thank you. And a welcome this midday to those of you watching us online as we continue some planned transmitter maintenance work for our signal. Now, right now, 13 Wham and Fox Rochester are off air for viewers who use an antenna to tune in. The work is expected to take place until 3:30 this afternoon. Cable TV, home satellite, and streaming services are not impacted. Well, the Buffalo Bills are back on the field tomorrow for their second preseason game of the year. Buffalo is in Cleveland for a matchup with the Browns. The Bills kicked off the preseason last week with a 29-14 win over Carolina. Kickoff for tomorrow's game is at 1 o'clock. Go Bills. A reminder, you can stay up to date with all things Bills as they approach the regular season. Scan that QR code to head to the Buffalo Plus YouTube page now. Well, a happy start to the weekend at the Rochester Public Market. It's the 32nd annual Flower City Brewers Fest. Beer lovers can wander the bricks, sampling craft beverages from dozens of local breweries, cideries, wineries, and distilleries. There will also be live music and food trucks. The festival opens at 6. Tickets are still available. Still ahead from midday. Prince Harry and others to pay a big fine over a failed invasion of privacy case. Plus, what's in store for the White House's first IndyCar Grand Prix? And later, meteorologist Mark McLean will be back with a look at our Weather Authority forecast.
You're watching 13 WAN News Midday with Stephanie Joseph and meteorologist Mark McLean.
Questions remain over what Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's future will look like in the UK, and how Harry and 6 other defendants must make an initial payment of around $13 million to the publisher of the Daily Mail in a case they lost over alleged illegal news gathering. It comes as the Duke and Duchess of Sussex are planning their return after spending years in the U.S. ABC's Perry Russum has the latest.
Days after a surprise royal return was announced for Prince Harry and Duchess Meghan, Harry and 6 other defendants, including Elton John, learning they must pay an initial £9.5 million, nearly $13 million, by the end of the month. The money will go to Associated Newspapers, which publishes the Daily Mail, after Harry and others lost a case over alleged invasion of privacy. Privacy is a key focus for the Sussexes, who are now working with the UK's media regulator, asking outlets to respect their need for privacy regarding where they will be living and where their children will go to school. According to The Telegraph, Harry and Meghan, along with their 2 children, are planning to move later this month to a private non-royal residence outside London. The paper reports the children are already enrolled in British schools for next month. A source familiar with the matter says there are no plans for them to return as working royals. But there are now reports Meghan could be making a return to acting after they move back to the UK. The Sussexes team is not commenting.
It kind of sheds maybe a bit more light on perhaps their reasonings for wanting to come here, a factor in that decision making, and also sheds more light on the kind of thing that Meghan could be doing while she is here.
The couple left the royal life in 2020 and moved to California. Relations with the family strained. While the royal family has stayed publicly silent about the return, some of the British public is sounding off.
Maybe he's just truly British at the end of the day and he just misses home.
Harry lost his automatic police protection when he stepped down from his royal duties. He challenged that in court. British Prime Minister Annie Burnham says the couple's security will be a private matter. Perry Russum, ABC News, New York.
The White House is preparing to host its first IndyCar race this weekend. The Grand Prix is part of Freedom 250 celebrations in honor of America's milestone birthday. The National Mall will be modified to accommodate street races, including 7 turns and over 120 laps. Drivers could reach speeds of up to 185 miles per hour. The chairman of the organization unveiled a 75-pound trophy on Capitol Hill, saying this event is a fulfilled dream.
I had over 20 meetings in this building here alone last year to convince representatives of what we wanted to do here. So it's been a long journey for me, but a journey that my dream is now becoming a reality, which I'm certainly very, very, very proud of.
The First Lady also teamed up with IndyCar on a new initiative to help older foster kids who are transitioning out of the system. She, along with Fox Corporation, hope to offer scholarships to them. We'll take a look at this. A line of storms swept across Long Island last night, spinning up tornadoes. This video was taken in Nassau County, which declared a state of emergency because of the strong winds and flooding. The storm dumped up to 2 inches of rain in about 3 hours, and damage was reported across the mid-Atlantic region. Wow, quite a sight to see.
Yeah, and back here couldn't be quieter, right? I mean, we've got the sunshine. We're actually looking for a little bit of rain. It's been a fairly dry August out there, and not much rain over the last week. It's been about 0.15 of an inch. I think that trend is going to change this weekend. There's the time lapse showing the sunshine. We will trade it for some showers, and we'll have the timing coming up for you. Yeah, you woke up this morning and you started thinking about, yeah, it's slowly fading, right? 53 degrees. This number right here was actually the coldest temperature so far this August for Rochester. 50 in Rush and a couple of spots to the south. Actually started the day in the 40s, but not as cold as this little spot. That was the coldest in the state this month, 37 degrees in Saranac Lake this morning. A sign of the season slowly fading. But 74 couldn't be nicer out there. That dew point's at 52 with the southeast breeze at 8 miles per hour. That adds to a point of comfort as you head outdoors this afternoon. But the ultimate Doppler is dry. The wider view still shows that there's quite a distance between us and that next storm system. You can see it showing up pretty nicely there, that little twist in the northern Great Lakes. That's going to be heading our way. So you're probably wondering about the timing for the weekend. And here it is. We think Saturday starts out dry. Clouds on the increase west to east across the area during the morning. And here comes the showers. It looks like some of this is really going to start to fill in and slow down a little bit later in the evening. So I think most of the afternoon will be dry, but we're just going to have to stay on our toes during that time for that shower potential. And Sunday, a little bit unsettled at this point. Looks more like an instability or an air mass type of shower where the ground heats up, the atmosphere gets a little unstable, all of a sudden a downpour pops up. So if you catch a couple of these, there's a chance you could get a ½ to an inch of rain, but I don't think that's going to be the case area-wide as we go through the weekend. It looks like the areas west of Rochester, like Genesee County, Orleans County, and Wyoming County stand a better chance of seeing a ½ to an inch of rain through that period. And your weekend forecast, 81 for Saturday, some morning sunshine, some late day thunder, and Sunday a little bit unsettled, but neither one of these days is a washout. Just don't get that idea by watching the forecast, but that chance of rain is there at times. We'll drop from the upper 70s back to the low 70s at 7 o'clock. It's going to be a lovely night. 63 degrees at 10 o'clock. A nice mild evening out there. We'll see that temperature back in the upper 50s with that mostly clear sky, and the 7-day forecast almost September-like early next week. Look at that little dip in the temperature. May top out at 70 for Monday, 76 for Tuesday. Looks sensational, as we say. Isolated showers and thunder possible Wednesday into Thursday, mid to upper 70s.
Well, today's kind of the best of the next couple.
It's take advantage, you know, because these gifts that we get right here start to slowly disappear.
Oh, no.
You know what I mean?
I know, and September is just around the corner.
Take it in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Mark. And we'll get a check on stocks and business news when we come back. The FDA is recalling thousands of bottles of eye drops over contamination concerns. Clear Eyes Maximum Itchy Relief with an expiration date of September 30th of next year are part of the recall. Customers are urged to not use the drops and return them for a refund. Gas prices could come down slightly sooner than expected. The Trump administration says it's ending the requirement for summer blends of gasoline 2 weeks earlier in an effort to bring down costs. The Clean Air Act limits ethanol blends during the summer to reduce pollution. Some universities want to start taking tuition via PayPal or Venmo. The schools taking part include Kansas State, Michigan State, Texas Tech, and Butler University. PayPal says the payments will include their standard security protections, encryption, and fraud monitoring. Financial experts caution that those are not the same protections offered by banks, and schools can tack on fees. Well, let's get a check of stocks this midday. There they are on your screen. Positive all around for today. The Dow, Nasdaq, and S&P 500 all up. As for those stocks of local interest, most of them are also up this midday, but L3 Harris is down right now. And we'll get a final check of the weather when we come back. It's truly beautiful outside.
Yeah, it's a day you have to take in. Lots of sunshine. Don't forget the shades when you head out. Some patchy clouds forming out there, but you don't have to worry about those. 74 degrees, the dew points in the low 50s. That adds up to a pretty nice afternoon. Sunset tonight at 8:05, and they'll stay in the 8 o'clock hour for a few more nights.
Oh, wow. All right, count it down.
I know it.
Thank you, Mark.
Yeah.
And thank you so much for joining us this midday. More news tonight at 5 and 6. Have a great weekend.